Yep.
There it is. So hi guys, this is Trish Palmer from the Australian Hypnosis Conference, and I am talking to Stefan Sageman. He is all the way over in New Zealand. I have invited him to do a little bit of a show, presentation, teaching, whatever we want to call it, during the lunch break on day number 1. So hey gorgeous, how you going?
Good. How's it going?
Oh, you're blushing. That's so cute.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
So I've asked you to do a little bit of a show at the lunchtime break at Australian Hypnosis Conference, but also like do a little bit of a teaching as such, because we don't just do like, plug at AHC. So give me a little bit of insight to what you're thinking about doing or showing, because
Absolutely.
I've got no idea.
All right, so what I'm doing at the conference is a lot of people there are obviously stage hypnotists, hypnotherapists, or people who are genuinely interested in hypnosis. And now some people have different skills. With me, that I want to really teach people on how to create rapport with hypnosis. So it's like conversational hypnosis, but it's not classified as that.
Oh, yep.
Also, on the conference, I'll be talking about if we get those people who do not necessarily go into hypnotic trance, as to how to help them. We'll also be introducing the AI model. That's the automatic imagination model from Freddie and Anthony Beckman.
I think there's a lot of hypnotherapists that get, that's like the biggest fear as such, because I know I've done my stage hypnosis training and I had my show all sorted out, and then COVID hit, and it was like a real buster. But I know that there was like, I think about 12 people in that course, and only one person went on to do stage hypnosis sort of thing. And I think to myself, wow, what is the block here? Because there's so many, especially women, that their stage hypnosis is like, run away. Like, how did you get the confidence to go up on stage and know that it was going to be okay, or did you just go, nah, let this go to shit and we'll work it out? Like,
so what I did was, when I had my first stage hypnosis show, my first stage hypnosis show went for 3.5 hours.
Oh, holy moly.
And I've got a full recording.
I'd need a beer after that one.
And of course, I was doing all sorts of things, as you can imagine. I was, I've never actually made people do silly things.
Yeah.
Because I figured everyone's already done that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to come up with a model, especially for stage hypnosis, and the model was simply imagination.
Oh, beautiful.
So instead of having someone cluck like a chicken or make them be silly, I was saying, right, if I was up there and I could literally say anything or suggest anything, what would I want to do? And then I thought, I can turn people into celebrities. I can make them have actual real life experiences, like drinking water, pretending it's rum, things like that.
Yeah.
Taking a sex out of a person, putting it into another one, and vice versa. Things like that.
Yeah.
It's really funny, but it's not necessarily been explored in that way.
Yeah, true. Because like with me, I went and did the course just because I wanted to learn it. Like I was like, look, I'd like to be a student, sort of thing. And the Michael DeCharlotte taught me, and Dan Candell, and they said to me, they're like, Trish, why are you here? And I'm like, just because I wanted to be a student. And then when I was sitting there, my first thought was, oh, I'm not funny, so how am I going to do a stage hypnosis show? And then I decided that I would do a haunted hypnosis show where I would have like doll possessions and things like that, so I had this whole show sorted out. But it's interesting that you say that, like, rather than being silly comedy, using imagination instead. Like, that's really cool. Like, it's a different spin on it. So
I mean, one of the things is that when I go to a show, instead of me creating the theme prior, and using my one brain, I'll ask the audience, it's like, right, what do you guys want to see? And all of a sudden, I'm using 100 plus brains like that.
So it's like you're using, like we're taught, their structure of reality instead
Absolutely.
of... Well, that's awesome.
It's not necessarily their structure of reality, their structure of imagination.
Yeah,
because
that's really
we're
cool.
engaging the unconscious mind with the creativity. And I'll tell you what, having 100 brains in a room thinking about what do we want to see on stage? Equal satisfaction every time.
That
and
is
then all
really
of a sudden,
clever.
The fairness goes away because now we're getting into this creative mode.
Yeah.
People are then running up on stage.
Like, get out of the way! It's my seat.
Quite. Some of them are fighting a bit. I want that one. I want that
Cuts
one.
At dawn.
Yeah, but I mean, it is really nice because it reminds me of me. It's because I'm very creative in that way.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to have those people when you engage that I suppose that way in people. That's when you get that response. Yeah, and I think especially when you do it in that way, you get rid of the fear. You get rid of what's he going to do next? You sort of get rid of that anticipation.
I suppose you get rid of that show mentality. Like this is set up as a show, and it's gone to creativity as well. So
absolutely,
that's really, really cool. The Headspace Cowboy, Ross Noble, he does that with all of his comedy shows. He doesn't script anything. He allows his audience to guide him, and he's hysterical. And you're doing the same thing with Hypnosis. That's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's people who can't be hypnotized, because again, what is that? That's a belief. That's a limiting belief.
Yeah.
And of course, the minute when we say, right, could you imagine that? Could you imagine yourself being hypnotized? Can you imagine that happening over and over again? And then all of a sudden you start seeing the eyes water and they start going into that state.
Yeah, that's really cool. That is really cool. So have you have any, like, have you ever had anyone like come up to you after the show and tell you how much you've changed their life, or, like things like that?
So what was it? I think it was one that I used from Anthony Gailey at that or Spidey. When they shake my hand, that's when they remember the show. And so the participants actually don't remember the show until they actually shake my hand at the end. And that's when they can remember everything. So it's almost like a second show, because then the audience gets to see their reactions, So it's almost like two shows in one.
That's cool.
And then, of course, the acknowledgement happens, and because then they're realising everything, and then they go, give me a number, where are you next week? They start acknowledging, wow, where this can go, from the experience.
Yeah, that's really cool. That I love that stuff.
I mean, it's just like when you walk into a cinema and you watch one film, you get advertisements of other shows. Just like when you walk out, you see, this is on next month. Same sort of thing. And so when they shake my hand, they get to be aware as to what's happened, what has occurred, and they get to say, right, whereabouts going to see you next? That was great.
And I suppose that kind of has a spiral effect with you as well, so it builds up your confidence to help more people.
Well, what I like about it is that it's not necessarily the confidence, it's the fact that the imagination is real.
Yeah.
In a world of uncertainty, especially with COVID, anxiety, depression on the TV, the fact that we can actually make someone's world in their mind literally a reality, I think that's the best thing that you can do. And when I say the imaginative mind, a positive world, I've had someone who's been watching all of the Teletubbies, and then they've actually gone to that land.
Oh, that's
using
gorgeous.
hypnosis.
Yeah,
they've come out of hypnosis. They've dragged their best friend up on stage. We've snapped them back, and she's gone back into that world.
Yep.
Trying to catch the rabbits.
Yeah.
Saying hi to the sun. It's great. It is literally cool, especially with your best friend.
Yeah,
that is something money can't buy.
I did that to my best friend once because she honestly thinks I'm a bit woo-woo, and we were at the Red Hot Summer Tour singing away to a heap of songs, and Jimmy Barnes was on, and then she turned to me and she goes, "Oh, this is hypnotic, isn't it, Trish?" And I said to her, "If you're not nice to me, I'll make you forget your name." And she's like, "Go on, do it." Well, she just opened herself up to suggestibility, and I just went 1, 2, 3, 4, forget your name now, and she was just like, oh, and it was just hysterical, and then I brought her back within about 30 seconds, and she looked at me and she goes, "Oh my God, it's real." And I was like, Jimmy Barnes.
Absolutely. And,
she just opened herself up right then. I was like, I'm getting it right now while I can. Like, she's open, like.
Absolutely. And then, of course, there is a pseudo hypnosis, which is something else which I'm really glad for doing in a magical world. So if I'm dealing with sensitive people who don't necessarily want to be hypnotized, I can then do a demonstration that looks like hypnosis. When actually it's not. It's not hypnosis without trance. That's the great thing. Is that with that it involves a different process.
Yeah.
But with pseudo hypnosis, it's very different.
Yeah, I love all that stuff. Like, honestly, I cannot wait to sit in the audience and watch you at AHC and just admire you from afar. Okay. So
it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be great fun. So thank you so much for that, darling. I cannot wait. So everybody jump onto Australian Hypnosis Conference. The link is in the description. Stefan, Sageman, and I will be there.
Hold on.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yep.
You're zoning out. Like, you're like, your voice is gone and your camera's frozen.
Okay.
No, you're frozen again. Maybe the internet.
God, it's not like us today, is it?
No, I mean, if it shits itself, it shits itself. We can always do it another day, but.
The lighting okay? You can see my face and all that. It's not too bad.
I don't know if I like your shade of lipstick, darling.
Well, I was just about to say that with yours. Have you been going out or something?
No, well, I actually did my hair and everything, but then I can't hear anyone without my headphones because I'm deaf.
I'm sure you didn't do all that just for me. I mean, I know I'm not that good, but you didn't do it just for me.
Oh, come on, you're a bit smooth, you have to admit.